Okay, this is video 7, Making Inferences Day 2, and we're on page 14 in your packets. You can see that this is a problem of the day page, so I'm going to let you do this question about mean, median, and mode in comparison about Gina's test scores and which one of these is the best number of central tendency and which number is misleading there, you can see. And then question 4 here talks about why could one of these graphs be misleading? And hint, hint, look at the axes. So on to the next page, page 15 in the packet 4B. Comparing two populations with the same mean average, but have different mean absolute deviation, the MAD for short. So the calculations have already been done, yay. Here's Mark and Jason scoring points, maybe in a basketball game or some kind of game. Find the mean scores for Mark and Jason, already done for us. You can see that they have the exact same average, 4 4/10. So they calculated the mean absolute deviation, which is how far away was each of those values from the average of 4 4/10. And Mark's MAD came out to be 1 28/100, while Jason's came out to be 3. Then on part C, draw a dot plot for each of Mark and Jason, and I already did those for you and put them into the packet. So you can see that Mark, his dots are what are called clustered. They're pretty close together, while Jason's are a little more spread apart. So, part D here. Comparing Mark and Jason's statistics, and then compare their dot plots. Well, Mark and Jason scored the same number of points total. Their average was exactly the same. So Mark and Jason, as we saw, have the same average, or the same mean. But different mean absolute deviations. Different MADs. Although the dot plot shows that Jason's scores are more spread out, Mark's scores were more clustered. So Jason's on the dot plot, Jason's dot plot are more spread, while Mark's are more what we call clustered. So what conclusion can you make about these two players' performance in the game according to their points? Well, I can conclude that because Mark is more clustered, he is a more consistent player. He must have better skill than Jason. Jason is less consistent. They have the same average, but Mark plays a more consistent game. Jason plays a less consistent game. So on to the next page. The double dot plot shows the number of new emails in each of Pedro and Annika's inboxes for 16 days. Compare the centers, mean, median, and mode, and their variations of the two dot plots. Write an inference that you can draw about the two populations. So I'm going to let you answer this question. You can find for the centers, I would just find, instead of mean, median, and mode, just find median. So find median for this, compare their medians, and compare their dot plots. So their variation, how spread are they, and make a conclusion or an inference. On the next question, the double dot plot shows Kareem and Martin's race times for a 3-mile race. Compare their centers. Again, I would compare their medians. Easy to find on a dot plot, and we need some practice of that. And their variations. How spread are they? You don't have to calculate mean absolute deviation or mean. Which runner is more likely to run a faster race? But actually, you know what? I want you to, I'm changing my mind. I'm going to ask you to find the mean of these two. Find the medians and the means of these guys and make a conclusion. Which runner is more likely to run a faster race? And that's it for today.